Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural podcast called the Stanford Stomp from Stanford Human Risk and Resilience. This is going to be an occasional series of podcasts, which we hope will be very, very informative, very light, and more aimed at people that really need to know about cybersecurity as against people that are already in the industry. So we're going to try and cover off a number of topics, and starting today with our very own CISO, Matt Hardy. Welcome, Matt. Thanks very much indeed for joining us today.
Thank you, Andre. Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. Looking forward to having these podcasts and obviously sharing the knowledge, which is basically what the thought leadership and the senior the CISO roles about, is actually giving that information, educating.
Well, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Well, listen, one of the ones the first subject we really want to discuss is obviously now with the COVID, we don't know what's happening with COVID. Either way, more and more people are working from home, and I think the chances of being more secure are sort of reducing as against getting stronger. So I want to talk about how to secure yourself at home. Basically, how secure can you be with either your company's equipment or your own equipment working from home?
I think you need to look at how are you communicating back to your company? How are you communicating to the internet? And most people have a hub that sits on their desk or sits in their house, and that hub provides all the communication to the internet for whether you're using your company or the children or the iPhones and the iPads and the smart devices. So you can imagine the amount of data that's running around. So you only need one device that's infected or vulnerable or has been compromised to compromise the rest of your own network. And one of the things that I would recommend, and certainly if the technical capabilities there, is to segment the network.
How do you do that?
So within Wi-Fi, there's a thing called SSID. This is its own network, and most of these devices can have more than one SSID.
What's an SSID? What does that stand for? Sorry, we're sort of aiming it at people that don't really understand cybersecurity as such.
I'm going to be honest. I can't remember what it stands for right now.
Okay, folks, it's SSID. Just trust that.
But yeah, so we can get with that. So the point being is that each of these Wi-Fi networks, you can have multiple Wi-Fi networks on a given device, and the recommendation is to say have one for your home network, either children and all your phones, your tablets. If you've got a lot of smart devices like the IoTs, like air conditioners, smart thermometers, CCTV, have them in their own separate Wi-Fi network, segregated, because if you're like me, I like a good deal. So I've actually gone and bought some Chinese CCTV cameras. I put them in a separate network because I just don't trust them. They do the job, but I don't trust them. I don't know, when I first got them, they wanted to go and talk to the cloud somewhere in, I don't know, mainland. But the point is, I don't trust them, so I actually contained them. And again, that will be the advice, that if you have the capability, segregate your network, have your work. If you're using your Wi-Fi for work, use that in a separate network, Wi-Fi network, than you would your home. At least that way you've got some separation. And again, one of the things with an open network is that one device can compromise the whole network.
Yeah, you don't want to be hacked by your air conditioning unit, I suppose.
Absolutely, and yeah, the air conditioning unit, and I've got those. They're all Wi-Fi. There is a lot of devices. Alexa. I've got Alexa sitting here, and I'm sure she'll pop up in a minute and interject. But as they always do. But there's a lot of smart devises. And,
and they get more and more
just to segregate them.
Yeah, and I'm assuming something like a very strong password will do. I'm not going to suggest password 1 2 3 4.
No, or 4 5 6 7 8. But the point being is, with these separate Wi-Fi's or the Wi-Fi, make sure you've got a really robust password. The longer the password the longer it takes to someone break it. These are not infallible. These protocols. Yeah, they get every so often you will read that they get broken. That's why they recommend don't use a WEP, which was wireless equivalent privacy, with a key string when it first came out, they are broken very, very quickly.
Yeah, and what about these competitions and quizzes on Facebook that ask you to give all your personal details over? What's your favorite color? What's your dog called?
The advice there is don't. It's quite simple. They are most likely and mostly fishing for the information that you would use not only to make up your password, but also the recovery information to recover your password.
Yeah.
And again, the main criteria here is most people's online presence is their email address. You compromise the email address, you have got everything.
Right. Okay, listen, we're just about to wrap up. So in conclusion, segregate your work stuff from your home stuff. Make sure that you've got a very, very strong password, and don't fill out stuff on Facebook.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, it's a good start. Listen, Matt, there's an awful lot to talk about on this subject. And what I'd like to do is we'll carry on with this on the second podcast. If you'd like further information on anything to do with cybersecurity, please do go to www.stanfordhrr.com and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you, and we hope you'll tune in next time. Once again, Matt, thank you very much indeed. We'll speak again very soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Nice one. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.